Guys, good morning, guys. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Please confirm to me, guys. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Right. All right. Good morning, guys. And check it what we completed in the last session. In the last class, just we understand what exactly the meaning of database and database management systems and different types of database management systems. That part we understand there in the last session. Okay, right, sir. Now here what I'm telling there after this, one minute. Right, after that, so there is another category is also available under permanent storage areas, data warehouses. So not mandatory, not required for us in our context to store huge and huge volumes of data. There we have to go for like what they know, data warehouses. That's different, not required for us. So leave this one. After that, if we observe the total content here, what exactly the points here I'm telling to you, guys, all of you understand this. In any enterprise application, if you want to prepare a software, there we have to store the organization's data. Like what data here we have to store there about the organizations now, like employees details, products details, and sales information. And what next one there after that, services details, clients information, customers details, everything we have to store in our software. To manage all these details, we need some memory blocks. That memory blocks are called as like what their storage areas. How many types of storage areas are available in general? Two types of storage areas. What are the two types of storage areas now? Temporary storage areas, and second one is what their permanent storage areas. Temporary storage areas are able to store data temporarily. Examples for that is what? Buffers and Java objects. Permanent storage areas again are like they're able to store data permanently, right? They're able to manage the data permanently once we stored. If we disturb the data, then only the data is going to be deleted. Otherwise, the data is remains the same, then forever it is available in our system. What are the examples for this permanent storage areas now? Where two examples are given. One is the file systems, and the second one is database management systems. Databases are database management systems. File system is nothing but system hard disk. Database management system will come along with the databases. All right, sir. File systems. Already we have a question. What about our question actually? Question is very clear. To manage data permanently, already we have file system. Then what is the requirement to go for databases or database management systems? This is the question, guys. There are given few answers there. What are the various answers here I have given there? First one is like what I'm telling to you. File systems are platform independent, platform dependent. So these are not suitable for the platform independent programming languages like what they're Java. Next one, database management systems are platform independent. They are very much suitable for the platform independent programming languages like Java. Next one after that, file systems are able to store less data, whereas database management systems are able to store more data. Next one after that, file systems are providing lesser security, whereas database management systems are providing more security. Next one, after completion of this, file systems are able to increase data redundancy, whereas databases or database management systems are able to reduce data redundancy. What is this data redundancy actually? Duplicate data. Data redundancy is what there? Duplicate data. Data duplication. Next one, data processing is not much simple with the file systems, but whereas data processing is very simple in databases or database management systems. Query language support is not existed in file systems, whereas query language support is existed in databases or database management system. File systems are not providing transaction support, whereas databases or database management systems are providing transaction support. That's it. Now these are the various differences here we understood clearly. After that, here I given one question, one more question here I given there. Sharp written చేయండి. Right. There, what is that another question here we are getting there? What are the differences between database and database management systems? What are the differences between database and database management systems? Here it is a question here. A database is a memory element to store data, whereas database management system is a software it able to manage the data. Actually, accommodation is provided for the data is what? Databases. Databases are able to provide what their accommodation for the data. But whatever the data which we stored in the databases that we want to manipulate, that means that we want to perform some operations. We want to perform some operations over the data. Which operations here we are going to perform there? CRUD operations. What are the CRUD operations here now? Create, retrieve, update, delete. These are like what their CRUD operations. To perform these CRUD operations only, we are using to perform these CRUD operations only, we need to perform like we need to do some manipulations with the data. So to manipulate the data, we need to execute some programs there. The programs are nothing but like what their database management system. Database management system is a software. Software is nothing but collection of programs. So by using this software, we are able to perform operations with the data which is available in the databases. Right, sir. Then after that, in a second direction of giving definitions for this database and database management system is database is the collection of interrelated data as a single unit. Again, I'm saying that this is another direction. So for any organization, what is database? If I ask there, where answer would be like it's not like any Oracle, it's not like any other one. What is database in the sense that information of that organization is nothing but what their database. Example I said to you. What is the database of Durgasoft? If asked there, where your answer should be like what there. So students information, all students details, all employees details, all customers details, all the courses details, all the schedules information, everything is come under like what there no a database. Observe carefully. Alright, so then what is this database management system now? Database management system is a collection of interrelated data and a set of programs to perform the database operations. Database management system is a collection of interrelated data and a set of programs to perform the database operations like what they're creating data in databases, reading data from databases, updating data in databases, and all the things are nothing but like what their database management system. Right, then after that, how many types of database management systems are available? So many types are available, but three of them I have taken. What are the three of them here we have taken there now? Observe carefully. First one is relational database management system. It able to store data in the form of tables. But to perform operations with the table data, we have to use a separate query language. That query language is what there? SQL, structured query language. Next one, object-oriented database management system. It able to store data in the form of objects. To perform operations with this data which are in objects, we will use another separate query language. That query language is like what there? OQL, object query language. OQL, object query language. Next one is object relational database management system. It able to manage the data in both the forms, maybe objects or maybe like what their tables. But if you want to manipulate the data which is in objects or maybe which is in table, no, there we need a query language. It should have both the SQL features and as well as what they know OQL features. Both the features are available in a separate SQL query, SQL language. That is what their SQL3. SQL3 is equal to SQL plus OQL. Up to this part, we completed in the last session. Right, guys. After completion of this, now today we need to go for query processing system. The topic here we have to understand anyway, query processing system. But before understanding this query processing system, yesterday some of the people are asking to me, sir, can you list out the topics what we have in JDBC? Okay, overall, advanced Java people are asking. Then for that, I'm telling there, those who are in offline, we can check out our office where syllabus browsers are available. There we can get it. Okay, that's okay. The total advanced Java content you are able to get. But for both offline and online here, I need to give information there. That's why here what I'm telling there, I want to list out the topics what I'm going to be covered in only JDBC. As I started this JDBC, so I want to list out the topics here, just 5 minutes. Then after that, I'll move on to our actual content. Right. That very first one, that very first topic here, what I'm telling there, introduction part, here we have taken. Inside this introduction part, what we are discussing actually, if we observe the content here, first directly I have taken storage areas. I have taken there. Inside the storage areas, we have discussed about database management system. All the content here we discussed there. Already we understood that. This is the first topic. Then after that, after completion of these storage areas, the second topic here, what I'm going to discuss there, query processing system. Query processing systems. That's the second topic here. Right, so third one is what there, JDBC definitions. Definitions of the JDBC. 2 to 3 definitions here we are going to understand. After completion of the JDBC definitions now, next one is drivers. Drivers information. JDBC drivers that we are going to understand. JDBC drivers. Observe carefully. After this JDBC drivers, no types of drivers here we have to understand. Types of drivers. JDBC drivers. Then what next one here? No types of drivers. This is another topic. Right, sir. After completion of these types of drivers, then what next one here? So up to this, we are able to have like what their introduction part. Up to this is what their introduction part here. When I complete these types of drivers, why? Because without drivers, we can't do anything in JDBC. Drivers were required. Of course, there, we also will discuss with you separately. Don't worry for it. See, point is very simple. Java program is available in Java programming language. That other side database operations are performed with what they know query languages. Java had its own representation. Database is having its own representation. So overall in JDBC, what we have to do? We have to write database logic in Java program. We have to send the database logic from Java program to database. At the database logic has to be executed. The results, whatever the results are identified, that we have to be submitted back to the Java program. So there should be a communication between Java program and database. to convert, to translate Java representations to database representations to Java representations, to provide some kind of translation or some kind of interpretation from Java to like database, and from database representations to Java representations. There we required one mediator. That mediator is nothing but what there? A driver. There's a requirement to go for what their drivers. So many drivers are available, but all the drivers are categorized into 4 types. But one more thing is available, fifth one, 5 types are existed here now. So type 1 driver, type 2 driver, type 3 driver, type 4 driver. The newly one more driver is available, that is what their type 5 driver. So don't worry, we will understand all the types of drivers effectively. No need to worry for it. Right, so then after that, after completion of this particular one, next one is steps to prepare JDBC applications. Second, next one is like what are the steps to prepare JDBC applications. Here we are going to discuss nearly 5 steps. 5 steps here we are going to understand, like load and register the driver, establish the connection between Java application and database. After completion of this, create a statement or prepared statement or callable statement. After that, write and execute SQL queries. Next, close the resources. Close the resources are nothing but what there? Close the connections or maybe statements or something else now. So nearly 5 steps here we are going to understand. That is the most important topic. Why? Because in JDBC, nearly 70 plus applications we are going to prepare. 75 to 80 number of applications we are going to prepare throughout our JDBC. Every day, 3 to 4 examples we are going to prepare once if I start programming part. Once this topic is completed. In all 70 to 75, in all 70 to 75 applications, in all 70 to 75 applications, whatever the strategy I'm going to follow for programming, the same strategy we are going to understand under like what there steps to prepare JDBC application. Whatever the steps I'm going to give there, the same steps I'm going to follow up to all 75 number of applications. That means how much a standard one this was, that we have to understand. So we are going to put more concentration on this internals also, where how we are going to prepare this all content here. Next one is, third one is JDBC applications. Continuously a separate topic here I'm going to take for what they know JDBC applications. What that applications here I'm going to prepare there, different types of applications now. Different types of applications there I'm going to prepare. What different types of applications here we are able to get here, we can understand it now. Right, sir, we can understand it here. Then first one, like what I'm telling there, a JDBC application for creating table. Next one is JDBC application for what purpose there, no inserting records. They're the first application actually. That steps will take a lot of time. Once if we complete these steps, no total application development on JDBC. Right, JDBC application for what purpose they're creating table, inserting records, and the next one is like what they're updating data, updating table, updating data in table. Then after that, JDBC application, then what next one here? After completion of this updating the data, deleting records, deleting records from table. Next one is a JDBC application, JDBC application. Then what next one here? No, after deleting the data, reading data from table. Then after that, JDBC application of reading data from database table there, drop a table from database. Up to these many operations here we are going to do. With this particular chapter, you will understand the complete awareness, complete clarity on JDBC. How JDBC programs are going to be written, how they are executed. The total awareness here we are able to get whenever we are preparing these many applications at very startup level. So that I am going to do in the third unit, in the third chapter, JDBC applications. Total for each and every operation, a separate application I'll prepare. Meanwhile, I may get some number of interview questions also inside this JDBC. Different interview questions are coming there. That interview questions also there, we are going to understand clearly. Right, sir. After completion of this, after understanding this JDBC applications with the different types of applications, after understanding this, next topic here, what we are going to understand, the fourth topic, result set. Result set is also be another important one. Result set is a topic. What is the purpose of this result set actually? Understand it, no? If you want to insert the data, insert SQL query here, we are going to write. Insert into a table name, EMP1, values, some values we are going to provide. Data will be stored there. I want to update the data, update SQL query we can use. I want to delete records from database, delete SQL query here we are able to use. Yes, all of you get my points or not? But now I want to fetch the data from database table. If I want to fetch the data from database table, what I have to use there now tell me? If you want to fetch the data from database table, then what I have to use there now tell me? Select SQL query here we have to use. We know already which SQL query here we have to use there. Select SQL query here we have to use. What is that select? Okay, fine. We have used select SQL query. For example, 10 records are available in the database. No, all 10 records are coming to Java program. When all 10 records are coming to Java program, we have to store all 10 records in a Java application. We have to maintain all 10 records in Java application. How we are going to maintain the 10 records in Java application? No, right, where I'm telling there, Java is an object-oriented programming language or not? Java is able to manage the data in the form of objects or not? Here also data is coming from database to Java program. So whenever the data is coming from database to Java program, at Java program, the data has to be represented in the form of an object or not? The data has to be stored in the form of an object or not? Whatever the object here we have taken to store the data, whatever the object that we have created in a JDBC program to store the fetched data from database, that object is called as a result set object. Result set is an object in JDBC. It able to store fetched data from database. Whatever the data we are fetching from database by executing select SQL query, the data we want to store in the form of an object, that object is called as what there? Result set object. Try to understand this clearly. All right, sir. Next one, after completion of this. Next one is, fifth topic is types of result sets actually. Types of result sets. So many types are available here. So initially maybe two types of result sets here we are able to see. Right, overall types here I'm giving list there. Then later on I will give that exact classification. First one is like what there? A read-only result set. First one is what there? Read-only result set. And second one is, after this read-only result set here, next one is updatable result set. And third one is scrollable result set. Under the scrollable, again, two types are available. Scroll sensitive result set, and second one is scroll insensitive result set. Scroll sensitive result set, and second one is what the scroll insensitive result set. These are overall types of the result sets here we have to understand. Then how we are going to represent read-only result set, how we are going to represent updatable result set, how to represent like scrollable, scroll sensitive, scroll insensitive, all this with the practical skill we are able to understand clearly. Right, sir. People are asking a question to me, what is fetched data? I give in point clearly. When we execute select SQL query, data will be retrieved from database or not? The retrieved data is nothing but what they know, fetched data from database, nothing else. Right, sir. Then after that, after completion of this total result sets topic there, another important topic would be like what there? Prepared statement. Prepared statement. What is the requirement of the prepared statement? Then how this prepared statement is executing internally? What is the meaning of positional parameters or placeholders in SQL queries? Then after that, inside this also be so many examples here we are able to understand. Of course, forward only result set is also existed here. Okay, fine. People are That's okay. Fourth one is like what there? Forward only result set. Definitely. It's available. Forward only result set. Scrollable result sets and forward only result sets. Types are existed here. Next one is after that, prepared statement that we are going to understand. Inside this prepared statement also so many concepts are available there, but there we are going to understand like what there, different applications. Prepared statement with insert SQL query. Prepared statement with update SQL query. Prepared statement with delete SQL query. Prepared statement with select SQL query. Combinations are available. Then after that, prepared statement with batch updations. Prepared statement with what there no batch updations, that we are going to understand anyway. That's another topic we are going to understand, but it is one of the important topic out of all. Prepared statement, frequently we are able to use this prepared statement in our JDBC applications. Not only in JDBC, wherever I want to use JDBC kind of content there max we are going to use what their prepared statement. Nothing, sir. Previously statement is available, now prepared statement. Now statement, with statement so many drawbacks are available. So to overcome the drawbacks only we are using what their prepared statement. But it seems only single line I have given, but very good content is available inside this prepared statement. Leave this one. After completion of this prepared statement, then what next one here we are going to understand. The next topic will be transaction support, transaction management, transaction management in JDBC. That introduction part, what is the meaning of transaction? Then after that, what are the various properties of the transactions, atomicity, then how we are going to achieve this atomicity and isolation, durability, then what next one here? Like different properties are available for a transactions, acid properties now. Consistency, we are able to achieve consistency, all the content we are going to understand. Then after that, isolation problems we are going to highlight there, like last update problem, dirty read problem, phantom read problem, non-repeatable read problem, that we are going to address completely. Then after that, how to provide solutions for them. But transaction management in JDBC is a limited part. And when compared with our actual transactions, no, here we are able to get what their limited part. So if we go for more enterprise application level development, there JTA is available. Maybe some frameworks are providing their own transaction management. Spring framework is providing its own service for the transactions now. And Hibernate is having its own service for the transaction. There other level of transactions we can see. But in this case, only limited part of the transactions get we are able to understand there, but basic awareness. What is transaction? How we are going to manage it? How to commit the transaction? How to roll back the transaction? What is the save point and all? Next one is like what the save point, another concept somewhat interrelated with the transaction management that we are going to see there. After completion of this save point, the next topic would be like what there. After that, callable statement. Callable statement, in other words, we can say stored procedures and stored functions. The same name, either callable statement we can say, or stored procedures or stored functions. Stored procedures or and stored functions. For this we required PLSQL topics we required there. So no need to worry for it. Then I will discuss about the PLSQL, how much topics we required with respect to our JDBC. After that, I will discuss with you clearly. Don't worry for it. After completion of this callable statement, stored procedure and stored functions there. Then after that, we are going to understand. Next one is connection pooling. Connection pooling. Right, a separate idea, a separate methodology is available to produce connection objects in JDBC applications. There we are going to see the connection pooling mechanisms. Here, three levels of connection pooling is available. What are the three levels of connection pooling here? First one is default connection pooling mechanism. Default connection pooling mechanisms. And the second one is third-party vendors. Third-party vendors provided connection pooling. All right, sir. And third one is like what there, application servers provided connection pooling. In enterprise application development, you require either of this, but nobody will go for only default connection pooling mechanism, but everybody will go for like what they know, third party vendor connection pooling mechanisms. In the worst case, In the case if no third party mechanism is available at present, no application servers are providing its own connection pooling mechanisms that we are going to understand. So in our JDBC level, we are going to use these connection pooling mechanisms, especially in application servers provided connection pooling mechanisms. I'm going to use like what there WebLogic server. How WebLogic server is providing connection pooling, that we are going to understand. So inside the classes, I need to show how to download WebLogic server and how to install WebLogic server, how to provide server configurations in WebLogic server, and how to get connection objects through the WebLogic server provided connection pooling mechanism. So this basic awareness I will provide there in our JDBC applications. Right, sir. Then after that, after completion of this connection pooling mechanisms, then what next one here? After completion of this, then any other content is available here? No. Right, sir. Row sets, the topic is available. So under these row sets, different types of concepts are available, like cache sheet row sets or JDBC row sets. And the next one is like what there, filtered row sets or web row sets, like join row sets. Multiple different types are available. There we are going to understand all the types of row sets. Anyway, if you want to go for list out of these row sets, first one is JDBC row set. Second one is cached row set. Then after this cached row set here, third one is right filtered row set. Next one is like what there. Fourth one is join row set, and so on. If anything is remaining, then I'll go for it. So max, these are the topics what I'm planning there. If anything extra I identified in JDBs, if anything extra which is required for us, useful for us, and if I identified that, definitely I will include even that one also. So this is the total. Right, I forgot to specify one more thing. Then blob and clob, exactly. It's also with a part of our JDBC. Definitely blob and clob. Blob and clob is existed here. Right, sir. Blob and clob. Right. Next one is after that. Yeah, row sets are almost all similar to result sets only, but row sets are more powerful than result sets. Row sets are more powerful than result sets. So many reasons are available that you are going to understand clearly. Right, so roughly I given this is the content what I am covering, but still if I miss out any one or two internals or maybe any topic there, on fly I will cover the topics. Once the concepts are coming in a sequence, no, every point will come into the picture. Every part I'm going to generate there. No need to worry for it. So effective content we are going to understand. Out of all these 12 topics there, we are able to have nearly 75 to 80 number of applications we are going to prepare conceptually, concept related points only, so that we are able to get some complete awareness on this one. What is the use of this JDBC at present? What is the use of JDBC at present? And people are having some misunderstanding about JDBC even in outside still. I want to clarify that point here. For example, if we go to the outside, if we ask to anybody who are working in a company, then what is the use of JDBC at present? If you ask this point there, majority of the people are saying, no, I'm not using JDBC at present. In my present project, I'm not using JDBC. In case of JDBC, I might be used Hibernate maybe, or maybe it's my project is basically a Spring project. In a Spring project, Spring Data JPA is available that I'm using. So as of now, I'm not using JDBC. Okay, this is a point here. Then immediately if you ask this question there, is it necessary to learn JDBC at present? No. If you ask this question, where some of you are giving information, yes, definitely you have to learn JDBC. Without knowing JDBC, we can't do any database operations now. Some of the people are giving this information, but some other people are giving information there. Basic awareness is sufficient, not required to learn complete JDBC now. But I'm telling you clearly the point now. At present, even people are not using this JDBC. That's okay, I to agree. But whenever we are working with Hibernate, whenever we are working with the Spring Data JPA, Spring JPA, we require what they know, JDBC concepts. If you want to understand the Hibernate or any other framework related part now, definitely we need what they know, JDBC awareness. Without knowing JDBC, we are unable to understand that Hibernate maybe or maybe some other concepts. Guys, all of you understand my point here. And one more small intimation to all of you guys. And yesterday I found some people. Yesterday I started Hibernate class there. Separate batch I started for Hibernate in online. and some people are attending from this batch also. So, but I'm telling to you clearly, Hibernate classes are not suitable for you. If you want to understand Hibernate now, you need to have complete awareness on JDBC. Then only you're able to understand Hibernate. If any of you are attending these Hibernate classes today, that means yesterday onwards, then please drop from Hibernate classes there. I will start separately Hibernate classes. 7 to 8:30 now advanced Java I'm starting there. 8:30 to 10 maybe in the future, in the mid of the December or maybe at the end of the December, I'll start some frameworks for you. Definitely there Spring framework, Spring Boot, microservices. Then after that, Hibernate and web services that I need to cover. So 7 to 8:30 advanced Java is going on. 8:30 to 10 o'clock Spring framework if I start now. Then when I complete this advanced Java at 7 to 8:30, there I may plan for what they know Hibernate directly, Hibernate and web services. Or else at 7 to 8:30 advanced Java is going on. 8:30 to 10 after a few days of time, I may start Hibernate. For example, 8:30 to 10 if I start Hibernate now, then 7 to 8:30 I will start Spring Boot microservices and related content there. So there is a separate schedule for you for your batch regarding these frameworks now. So don't come for that 10 o'clock Hibernate class there. That is not suitable for you. You may not understand anything French. Right, sir. Next one is after completion of this. That's okay, guys. Now this is the overall syllabus what I'm going to be covered in JDBC. The topic here I given there. Next one after completion of this, database connectivity, Java database connectivity we started there where we understood storage areas completely. After understanding the storage areas and everything, then what next one here we have to understand today, query processing system. Yeah, guys, now understand this query processing system. Right, sir. Right, sir. Now here we have to understand now. Yes, 1 minute, sir, and some few questions are available. Let me complete them. Course completion certificate will be provided at the end of the course. For all of you, I'm telling that whenever you are completing your courses, any course in Durgasoft, for everybody, those who are completing your courses, try to get a certificate from Durgasoft. Durgasoft is giving course completion certificate. This is minimum. Then giving that. Next one is advanced Java. 2.5 months to 3 months of time it will take. It's not like exactly 45 days. I'm not going to blame you. Then if I say 45 days of time for advanced Java, not possible. 2.5 months of time minimum I need to take. Why? Because content will be more. That's one thing I'm telling there. Right, sir. Java server we taught in the classes now. Yes, definitely. Wildfly server I will take in advanced Java classes. That means in servlets. For running our servlets programs, I will take like what there JBoss in the sense Wildfly nowadays. WebLogic server, JBoss, and Glassfish, and these many servers I will take now. Not to worry for it, guys. Okay, that's okay. Good. Leave it now. All these questions are not related. No. Let's move on to the content. No. See, I want to perform some operations in database. Listen, all of you listen carefully. Everybody understand this, no? Next to 10 minutes of time, the topic is important. Try to understand it again. For example, I have a database here. This is my database. Observe carefully. This is what I'm telling there. It's a database. Now, in a database, I want to say something else like this is exactly the database, not total content. Right. Now, inside this database, we have a table. What's the table actually? Say, for example, EMP1 table. Inside this EMP1 table, what we have there now, some columns are existed. What columns are existed here now? ENO, then ENAME, then ESAL, something else. So many columns are existed here. Right, sir. Data is also existed maybe. EADDR. Otherwise not required. 3 columns are sufficient. Okay. Now this is a table. Inside this table, columns are existed. Some records of data is also be existed here. I may go for some data. 111 AAA, something else like what there 5000. Okay. Next one is like what there. Then 222 BBB, like this. Some data 6000. Maybe two records or maybe 100 records are available. Right. Now my requirement is what there. What is my requirement in this case now? I want to fetch the data from database table. I want to read data from database table. That's my requirement. If you want to read data from database table, then we have to execute an SQL query. Which SQL query here we have to execute there? Select SQL query here we have to execute. To execute select SQL query, first of all, we require SQL console or not? First of all, what we require here now? SQL console. Now, this is like what I'm telling here, SQL console, Oracle console. Or maybe simply I want to say command prompt. Console is nothing but simply a command prompt, not more than that. One type of command prompt or maybe command prompt. Next up. Inside this, I'll go for like what there, SQL prompt is available. SQL prompt is existed. There, I have to write my SQL query. What is that SQL query there? Select star from EMP1 semicolon. Select a star from semicolon. This is my query. Right, sir. Understand it clearly. When I click on enter button with this, when I click on select a star from EMP1, when I click on enter button with this SQL query, that SQL query will come to the database. At a database, that SQL query has to be executed. Then as per that SQL query, data will be retrieved from database. Whatever the data which is retrieved, the data will come back to the command prompt. The data will come to what they know, command prompt. Now at command prompt here, we are able to display the data. Listen carefully, all of you know. When I submit this SQL query to the database, when I submit this SQL query to the database, at a database, that SQL query is executed or not? At a database, that SQL query must be executed or not? How the provided SQL query is executed at a database? How the SQL query is executed at the database? If you observe this point, where I'm giving one option here, now try to understand it. Guys, I'm asking one more question, now try to answer for it. Who is executing our Java programs now? JVM is executing our Java program. Similarly, whatever the SQL queries which are coming to the database, that SQL queries must be executed at a database. To execute that SQL queries, a separate mission was provided, a separate component was provided here. A separate component was provided at database. Part of the database it is available. That separate component is nothing but either database engine we can say, or we can say database server. Or if I get my point or not, what is the component here we are using here? Either database engine or we can say database server. Clear. Now this database engine will connect with, will open the doors of this database through username and password. Whenever we open Oracle console, there we have to provide your username and password or not. So through that username and password only, the database engine will open the doors of database. After open the database doors now, then it able to perform the operations. Maybe insert or maybe update or maybe delete or maybe whatever it may be, whatever the operations we are expecting, that everything is going to be performed by the database engine by open the doors of database with the username and password. Okay, fine. That's okay, nice. All of you observe carefully. Now here, whenever we provided this SQL query on command prompt, on SQL prompt, when you click on enter button, directly that SQL query will be submitted to database. At a database engine will take that SQL query, database engine will execute that SQL query, and a database engine will provide the required data at a SQL prompt. That means at console. But how database engine is executing our SQL query? How database engine is executing our SQL query? That part I required here. Now all of you observe carefully. Now the database engine is executing the SQL query by following four phases. By following four phases, the database engine is executing our SQL queries. What are the four phases here now? First one is like what I'm telling there, query tokenization phase. What is the first phase here now? Query tokenization phase. Next one, second one is like what there, query parsing phase. Query parsing phase. Next one is query optimization phase. Then after that, query execution phase. Query execution phase. These four phases are taken by database engine. Come on guys, what are the various pages here which are available here now? First one is like what there? Query tokenization, query parsing, query optimization. Then what next one here now? Query execution phase. Okay, observe carefully. Right, so these four phases are performed by database engine to execute our SQL query. But anyway, then just so I will give what is what information about all the four phases, no, but not required to understand too much internals of this one. Why? Because if I'm going to talk about it, it's going to be like database management concepts, database management system now. But up to how much we require, that we have to understand. All right, sir. Then what is this query tokenization phase now? What is the meaning of this query tokenization phase? Very simple. Try to understand it. Whatever the SQL query here we have taken, whatever the SQL query we submitted to the database engine, that SQL query will be divided into number of tokens. That SQL query will be divided into number of tokens. Select a star from EMP1, semicolon. Select one part. Then what next one here? Star, another one. Next one is a from another token. Next one is EMP1 is another token. Next one is a semicolon. How many tokens are available here now? 5 tokens are generated. So finally, what this query tokenization phase is able to do there, then it finally able to provide that a stream of tokens as an output. It will divide the total SQL query into the number of pieces, where each and every piece is nothing but a token. That stream of tokens are taken. That stream of tokens are provided as an output from query tokenization phase. Guys, understand it. Simple point. What is this query tokenization phase? No, it will take the provided SQL query as an input, divides the total SQL query into number of pieces, where each and every piece is called as what there? A token. Number of tokens are generated. All the tokens are provided as an output from query tokenization. Whatever the output which was taken by, whatever the output which is provided by query tokenization phase, that would be the input to query parsing phase. Whatever the output here we are getting from query tokenization, that would be input to query parsing phase. All of you observe this clearly. What's going to be happen in query parsing phase now? What is the main purpose of query parsing phase here? Everybody understand my point clearly? The main intention of query parsing phase is to check whether syntax errors are available or not in the provided SQL query. The main purpose of query parsing phase is what there is to check whether any syntax errors are available or not in the provided SQL query. Syntax errors are existed or not existed. That checking process is nothing but what there? Parsing. How it able to check now? How query parsing phase is able to check whether the provided SQL query has syntax errors or not. All right, I'll give some point. Try to understand it now. How it able to check now? What is the input to the query parsing phase now? Tell me. Stream of tokens. Query parsing phase will take the stream of tokens as an input. With these tokens, query parsing phase is trying to construct a tree representation. Query parsing phase is trying to construct a tree, a separated tree. Already graphs, so trees, and data structures, no, right? It's trying to construct a tree. It's trying to prepare a tree on the base of the provided stream of tokens. The tree which is created by query parsing phase, the tree which is constructed by query parsing phase is called as a query tree. The tree is name is called as what they know, query tree. It might be used some algorithm internally, not required for us. Little bit I know, but not required anyway. So how it is creating that query parsing tree, that's okay. Different context, that is not required for us. But finally, with all the tokens, it is trying to construct a tree. If the tree is successful, if the query tree is successful, it indicates that no syntax errors are available in the provided SQL query. If query tree is not successful, if query tree is a failure, if query tree is not successful, if it is a failure, then it is an indication for us there are some mistakes, there are some errors inside the provided SQL query. That's why I'm telling you, there is outlined information only, but how query tree is constructed in the sense, if you go for it now, where we have to talk more algorithms internally, it might be following some algorithm, then it becomes like what the database management systems now. Part of the database management system that is not required for us now. Then what we have to understand there, what is the job of the query parsing phase? It will take stream of tokens as an input. With these tokens, it is trying to prepare a query tree. If query tree is successful, no syntax errors are available inside the provided SQL query. If query tree is not successful, if query tree is a failure, then there are some syntax errors in the provided SQL query. All of you are following my point or not? So finally, now tell me here, in this overall scenario, what is the output from query parsing phase now? What is the output from query parsing phase? Actually, output from query parsing phase is what they know, query tree. Query tree is an output from what they know, query parsing phase. Now try to understand it. A simple example point of I'm telling there, just one query tree is going to be created here now. Right, so this is one type of tree representation we can understand. This is nothing but what their query tree. Here also I'm telling there, if you're trying to get all the leaf node values there, left to right or bottom of search or something else, no, by following some traversal mechanism, entire SQL query has to be generated. Whatever the SQL query initially we provided, no, if you get the leaf nodes information there, then finally we are able to get like what they know, that entire SQL query. So that's what I'm telling there. If the query tree is not successful, where some syntax errors are existed here. So now this is exactly like what their query tree. But don't think much about it, how it is created now. Number of algorithms are used internally. Leave it now. Next one, after that. Whenever query parsing phase is generating some query tree representation, that query tree is taken by query optimization phase. Then what is the job of this query optimization phase actually? What is the main intention of this query optimization phase? No, it has a number of optimization algorithms. Query optimization phase has a number of optimization algorithms. That algorithms are applied on the query tree and generate optimized query tree. Number of optimizations are applied on query tree and it will generate what it will generate. They know optimized query tree it able to generate. Say for example, optimized query tree is like what they know. This we can understand. This is like what I'm telling there. Optimized query tree only one level. Previously two level is available. Now at present it is like what they know. One level it is existed here. Now this is like what I'm telling they know. Optimized query tree. Optimized query tree. Now here also be output from this query optimization phase is like what they know. Optimized query tree. Optimized query tree. But I have a question now. What is the requirement to perform query parsing phase to check the syntax errors? What is the requirement to perform this query optimization phase to perform some optimizations over the query tree? So what is the purpose of these optimizations What is the need of these optimizations If we come for this point, answer is very clear. See, if the query is optimized, memory space will be reduced or not? Internal memory utilization will be reduced or not? So we are optimizing the memory utilization. Not only that, by optimizing that query tree, we are able to reduce our execution time or not? We are able to reduce our query execution time or not? So execution time we are able to reduce, memory utilization also we are able to reduce. So performance of the operation will be improved or not? Performance of the database operation will be increased or not? Because of that reason only. Because of this particular reason only, here we are using like what they know, optimizations over query tree. Understand? In general, whenever we want to perform some optimizations, no, only two concepts. We are trying to perform optimizations over the code because of two reasons. What are the two reasons? No, first one is memory optimization. Second one is what they know, second one is what their time optimization, execution time optimization. If you provide more execution time, less performance. If you provide less execution time, more performance care. So because of that reason only, the database engine has internally that query optimization phase. That query optimization phase is able to apply number of optimization algorithms over the query tree, finally it able to generate some optimized query tree. Right, sir. Whenever this optimized query tree is available, then query execution phase will take that query optimization phase. Then it able to execute that optimized query tree. By the execution of this optimized query tree, observe carefully what exactly the data which is available in the table. Now tell me actually which operation we are trying to perform here, guys. Now tell me which operation we are trying to perform. Is that a read operation or insert operation? Read operation, select SQL query here we have executed there. So directly whatever the table, the data which is available in the database, the total data here we retrieved from database, the total data here we are getting into the SQL prompt. The total data here we are getting into like what they know, SQL prompt. On SQL prompt we are able to get that retrieved data. So finally, we got our data. Just example, I'm taking only select SQL query, but in place of select SQL query, we can take any example. Maybe insert SQL query we can take, but a similar operation is going to be performed. Like update operation, if we perform there, similar operation will be performed. Like delete operation, if we take there, the same process will be performed internally in all the cases. Right, sir. Now this is what exactly the meaning of like what their query processing system. Guys, I'm asking few questions to all of you. Now try to answer for my questions here. Everybody. I'm asking one question to all of you. Now try to answer for it. When I submit an SQL query to the database, who is taking the responsibility of executing our SQL query? When I submit an SQL query to the database, who is taking responsibility to execute that SQL query? Database engine or database server. Good, nice. How database engine is executing the provided SQL query? By following how many phases? No, 4 phases. What are the 4 phases here? Query tokenization phase, query parsing phase, query optimization, query execution. What is there inside the query tokenization phase? No, dividing provided SQL query into number of pieces, where each and every piece is called as what? A token. What is the output from query tokenization phase? No, stream of tokens is an output. Next one is, what is the purpose of query parsing phase? No, to check whether syntax errors are exist or not in the provided SQL query. Understand my point here now? To check whether syntax errors are available or not in the provided SQL query. That is what they know query parsing phase. That's okay, fine. Inside this query parsing phase, how it able to check that syntax errors? No, it will take stream of tokens as an input. With that stream of tokens, it's trying to construct a tree representation. The tree is called as what there? Query tree. If that query tree is a successful, if the query tree is a successful, automatically we can conclude that no syntax errors are available in the provided SQL query. In the case if the query tree is not successful, where we can conclude that there are some syntax errors in the provided SQL query. So that's the main intention of what there query parsing phase. Now, after that, what is the next phase? What is the third phase? No, query optimization phase. First of all, what is the purpose of this query optimization phase? No, it will optimize the provided query tree. The query tree is an output from query parsing phase. it will take that as an input and it will apply number of optimization algorithms over the query tree, and finally what it able to get there, it able to get some optimized query tree, it able to get. But here the question is, what is the need of applying these optimization algorithms over the query tree? Because of two reasons. What are the two reasons? No, because of memory optimization and because of what they know, execution time reducing. That means reducing execution time, right? Reducing processing time here. So if you reduce the processing time, automatically performance will be improved. Because of that reason, query optimization is going to be performed internally. Right, so then after that, after completion of this, what next one, query execution phase. That query execution phase has internally an interpreter. Query execution phase has what there? Interpreter. Interpreter will execute that optimized query tree and it able to perform the database operation. In our context, we have taken select SQL query, so it will fetch the data from database. That fetched data will be submitted back to the respective Java application, where our fetched data will be displayed on SQL prompt. This is what exactly the process here we understood about, like what there, this particular content here. That's okay, guys. So we understood it. I think notes is required for this. In the material already notes are specified. Meanwhile, I'll prepare the document and I will share the document to you in the Google Classroom. No need to worry for it. So then here I will provide the notes. No need to worry for it here. Query processing system, again, it may take 5 to 10 minutes of time, not required. Let's understand it clearly. All of you know. Right. Next one is, after completion of this, after understanding this query processing system, after understanding this database management system and types of database management systems, now today we are going to understand what exactly the meaning of JDBC. What exactly the meaning of JDBC? Definitions. Now, as much as possible, I want to give some definitions to you. Try to understand it clearly. Simple definitions, sir. Even though if I talk 100 definitions, no, but the target of JDBC is very same. Its objective is very same. Object will not be changed even if I give 100 definitions. What is the objective of JDBC and what is the target of the JDBC? Connecting with the database to perform database operations from Java applications. That's it. The main objective of JDBC is what there? Communicating or connecting with the database, performing database operations from Java application. Not from SQL prompt, not from command prompt. In place of SQL prompt, in place of command prompt, I want to use Java application. I want to prepare what they know, a Java application. Through this Java application, I want to execute my SQL queries. Through this Java application, I want to perform database operations. Yes, all of you get my point or not? Right, sir. Now try to understand it clearly. What is this JDBC first of all? Right, sir. Everybody answer my point here. What is this JDBC? No, JDBC is a step-by-step process. Step-by-step process to interact with JDBC is a step-by-step process to interact with databases from Java applications in order to perform database operations from Java applications. This target is very common. All right, sir. JDBC is what their step-by-step process. Yes, definitely, it is a step-by-step process only. We are not going to complete the total JDBC in a single step. Multiple steps are available. What are the various steps here are given already? First one is load and register the driver. Step number 1. Step number 2, establish connection between Java application and database. Step number 3, create either statement or prepared statement or callable statement. And step number 4, write and execute SQL queries. Step number 5, close the connection. Sir, all of you get my point or not? So all these are like what the step-by-step process. It is a clear step-by-step process to interact with the databases from Java applications in order to perform database operations from what their Java applications. That's my point here. That's okay, fine. Now this is definition 1 here, we can understand. Now let's understand it. Nothing is there in the definition here. Very simple point only. Conceptually we can understand now. Next one, I'm telling to you, what is this JDBC? JDBC is a technology. JDBC is what there is a technology, not a programming language. Not a programming language. It's a technology. Immediately may have one question in our mind. I know. I will explain that. Wait for the moment. So JDBC is what there is a technology, not a programming language. Right, sir. It can be used to connect with the database from Java application. It can be used to connect with the database from Java applications in order to perform database operations from Java applications. See, even if I give 100 definitions on JDBC, final target of these definitions is what they're connecting with the database from Java applications. That's it. Connecting with the database from Java applications in order to perform database operations from Java applications. But these points are important. Now here I said to you, JDBC is a step-by-step process now. And here what I'm telling there, JDBC is what there is a technology, not what there, no, not a programming language. Yes, all of you are getting clarity or not? Now let's understand your question. Sir, JDBC is a technology, you said no, not a programming language, you said no. Actually, I thought both are same, but now you are saying both are different. Definitely both are different, you know. But at least give some idea what is a programming language and what is a technology that I want to know. That's it. Simple. I'm telling you, now try to understand it clearly. Listen, it's very simple. All right, sir. For example, if anything which introduces syntaxes, definitions, new rules and regulations, foundation, fundamentals, features, basic features, that thing is nothing but programming language. On the top of this programming language, we will prepare some library. By using that library, we are able to prepare one specific type of applications. That library, whatever the library we prepared, that is a technology. Simple. I'll simplify, don't worry for it. If anything, who introduces syntaxes, definitions, completely new definitions, new conventions, new rules and regulations, that is what? A programming language. Programming language is available. Same rules and regulations, same syntaxes and everything is same from programming language. But I'll prepare a separate library. Library is nothing but separate classes and separate methods, separate library prepared over the top of this programming language. But that library will be used for a specific type of application development. The library is used for what they know, a specific type of application development. Now the library what we prepared from this foundation, the library what we prepared from this foundation is called as like what there, what is that library, that foundation is called as what they know, the library is called as a technology. So all of you get my point or not? The library is called as what they know, a technology. Example I'm telling you. Core Java, where new syntaxes are available or not? New rules and regulations are available or not? All the foundation concepts are available or not? Fundamental features are available or not? Object orientation is one fundamental, exception handling is another fundamental, multi-threading is another one, collection framework is another one. Like all the concepts, all the fundamentals are exist or not? Then core Java is what they know? Programming language. Core Java is what there? A programming language. But understand this clearly, on the top of core Java, some classes and interfaces we prepared with the same syntaxes, no new syntax is coming. With the same rules and regulations of core Java, no new rules and regulations are coming. On the top of the core Java concepts are used, but some predefined library, some library I created to prepare a particular type of applications. A separate domain of applications I want to prepare with this library. Now this library is nothing but what they know? Technology. Sir, all of you get my point or not? Understand my point clearly? JDBC is a technology. How can I say JDBC is a technology? How can I say JDBC is a technology? I'm telling there. If you open JDBC, for example, 100 classes and 100 interfaces are available in JDBC. How many classes and interfaces are available? No, 100 classes and 100 interfaces are available. If you open any class, there we can see abstract classes or maybe method overriding, method overloading, exception handling or multi-threading or maybe collection framework. Only these concepts are only be available. For JDBC, no new syntax is provided. For JDBC, no new rules and regulations are defined. For JDBC, no new conventions are provided. Whatever the conventions which are available in core Java, whatever the rules and regulations which are available in core Java, and whatever the syntaxes which are available in core Java, on the top of the same syntaxes, by using the same syntaxes and same rules and regulations and the same conventions, we prepared separate classes, a set of separate classes, a separate interfaces in order to prepare database related applications. That library, that predefined classes, that set of classes which are created my own, I created my own to prepare database operations. That library, that set of predefined classes and interfaces is collectively called as like what they're a technology. Now tell me, JDBC doesn't have any new syntax other than this core Java. Whatever the syntaxes are available in core Java, same syntaxes are used by JDBC. So JDBC is what they're a technology, not a programming language. Not only that, only core Java is a programming language. Only core Java is a programming language. But apart from this core Java, everything in Java is a technology only. Only core Java is a programming language, but on the top of this core Java, everything is what they know is a technology only. JDBC is a technology. For example, apart from this JDBC technology, another one is like what their servlets is also a technology. Servlets on the top of core Java, some other classes and interfaces I prepared in my own, which are used to prepare server-side programming. JDBC is nothing but set of classes and interfaces which are used to perform what operations? They're not database operations. Some other set of classes and interfaces have taken to perform server-side programming, to perform server-side actions now. But there also be core Java syntaxes only. There also be core Java conventions only. There also be core Java features only we are using. But different set of classes I have prepared to prepare server-side programming. Similarly, EJBC is also a technology. EJBC is also a technology. Understand this point here. EJBC is also what now? A technology. What happened there now? In EJBC, no specific rules and regulations, no specific syntaxes are prepared separately. Whatever the syntaxes which are available in core Java, same syntaxes, same rules and regulations, and same conventions are taken by EJBC, but a separate set of classes and interfaces are prepared in order to perform enterprise Java beans related operations. In EJBC, for some server-side programming we want to perform, some distributed applications we want to perform by using like what there EJBC now, where separate set of class and interface and we created with the help of all the syntaxes of this core Java. Now EJBC is what they know. EJBC is what there. EJBC is a technology, not a programming language. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? I think whether how much you understood this or not, I don't know. One small example I'm telling you, try to understand it. Simple example. For example, I want to take a strawberry cake, vanilla cake, butterscotch cake. Then what next? I think I'm not good at cakes now. Chocolate, right? I think most of the people are interested on it, right? Chocolate cake. Then what next? Pineapple cake. Right, sir. Very good. Very good. Just example point I'm telling there. Don't think in wrong way. If you see the preparation of a pineapple cake, what happened there? 70% of the cake is bread only. On the top of that, pineapple cream will be available. Strawberry cake, 70%, 70, 80, 85% is no. 80% of the cake is what their bread only. Cool bread maybe. bread only. On the top of it, what paste is available? Strawberry paste is available. So that is what the strawberry cake. Get my point or not? Next one, vanilla. 70 to 80% of the part is what there? Bread only. Or the top of it, what flavor is available? Vanilla flavor, vanilla paste. Bread is what there? Common. Bread is what there? A common. But paste, different pastes are coming or not? Understand my point? The bread is core Java. One paste is JDBC, another paste is what their servlets, another paste is what their EJPs, and so on. Nothing is going on. But in every cake, bread is the foundation or not? In every cake, 70% of the thing is what their bread or not? And that bread is what there? No, core Java. That bread is what there? Core Java. Understand it clearly. So paste, a small paste is provided there on the top of this bread. No, they are the different flavors. That is nothing but one side is JDBC, other side is servlets, and other side is what there? No, like EJPs and so on. Not even that, sir. One more point I'm telling you. Try to understand it now. Android is available. Please recognize this now. Android is available. Android is a technology or programming language. Android is a technology or programming language. Android is a technology. You cannot say programming language. Why? Because what is there inside the Android? No. What is there inside the Android? No. If you observe this bottom of the Android, no, core Java is available. 70% bread I said you know. That is core Java. Now one flavor is nothing but Android. And over the top of it, Android is available. That Android cream is provided over the top of the core Java. So Android is available. Understand my point, Ken? So Android is also designed on the top of what they know? Core Java. Leave it now. Hadoop. What is this Hadoop actually? Example I'm telling you. In a Hadoop also might be Java, might be it's going to be utilized. Not only that, nowadays 99% of the products in outside are designed on the top of the Java. 99% of the products are designed on the top of the core Java. So core Java is a universal programming language nowadays. Core Java is an universal programming language nowadays for everybody. Core Java is required. Even if you go for Selenium testing now, the Selenium product is available. That was designed on the top of what there? Core Java. In Selenium, Java library is available. But the Java library is meant for what there? Selenium. The Java library is meant for testing. Yes, guys, all of you get my point or not? Now here also we heard the point I'm telling there. Selenium tool is available. That is a technology. That is a technology. Maybe tool in general we used to say, but where Selenium technology is going to be used. There also a separate library was prepared on the top of the core Java to test the applications. So Selenium is also like what there? A technology. Come tool, of course, because of some other points there, it's becoming as what there? No, a tool. We can understand clearly. Fine, whatever it may be. Finally, I think I hope I reached to my exact point what I want to say now, right? What is a programming language? What is a technology? If you observe this point, answer is very clear. Programming language is a fundamental one. It will introduce definitions, it will introduce syntaxes, it will introduce new conventions and new rules and regulations. That is a programming language. But what is a technology? On the top of the programming language, a set of classes and interfaces we gathered, we prepared in order to perform a particular type of operations, a particular specific type of operations. Now that is exactly called as like what they know is a technology. Right, sir? I hope so you understood. Up to JDBC sufficient, not required to understand anything. Don't give this cake and cream concept to interviewer now. If you give that, your life will be cream only. Right, now let's understand this point here. Dark forest. Right, sir. Advanced Java is a technology or not? This is a question from our students, guys. Now tell me. You only tell me, what is this Advanced Java? Advanced Java is a technology or programming language? Technology or programming language? I think you missed out my first class. Not yesterday, I think so. Not yesterday, then very first class. Previously, prerequisite part I started before that. There is no concept like Advanced Java in Java. So once there is no concept of Advanced Java, then there is no question here. Advanced Java is a technology or Advanced Java is a programming language. Okay, even if you think in this way, I'm telling to you, Advanced Java is not a programming language, it's not a technology. It's a collection of technologies. In Advanced Java, what is there? Servlet, JSPs, and JDBC mainly. JDBC is a technology. Servlet is a technology. What next one can know? JSP is also a technology. All three technologies together we provided. It is called as like what they know, advanced Java that we are saying. So instead of saying advanced Java is a programming language or advanced Java is a technology, simply I can say advanced Java is a name. That's it. That is a course name. That's it. Inside this course, three technologies I'm going to discuss majorly. Right, sir. Leave it now. Right, so now let's observe this point here. What is this next point here? JDBC, this is important definition, but try to understand it. No, JDBC is an abstraction. JDBC is an abstraction. Understand it clearly. Provided by Sun Microsystems. Provided by whom? Sun Microsystems. JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems. Maybe nowadays might be what next one, you know, Oracle Corporation. But every time I'm not going to specify that. Whenever I'm saying Sun Microsystems, then you can think of it my Oracle Corporation. If it's Oracle Corporation, then you can think of it what the Sun Microsystems. Up to Java 6 version, Java was maintained by Sun Microsystems. Right from Java 6 and its updations onwards, 6.25 onwards, I think so, 25 or 45 onwards, that total Java has given to what their Oracle Corporation. Born at Sun Microsystems and like what next one can know, born at Sun Microsystems and bought at what they know, Oracle Corporation. You can understand clearly. Right, sir. Now here, Oracle Corporation, JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems or Oracle Corporation, and its implementations are provided by all the database vendors, and its implementations are provided by all the database vendors in order to connect with database from Java applications, and in order to perform database operations, what are their database operations. See, then everywhere my final target is very same, connecting with the database from Java applications and to perform database operations from Java applications. But the point what we have to observe there, JDBC is what there now. JDBC is an abstraction. JDBC is what there is an abstraction. But we need to understand what's the meaning of abstraction here. Don't give the core Java object orientation definition. The process of hiding the content and visualizing the content. Don't give the definition. That is up to our academic level. Finish. Now onwards we have to understand in a different level. What exactly the meaning of abstraction? High level definitions here we have to understand. Right. Anyway, then time may not be sufficient to give more. I'll discuss about this content in the next class. Just please remind to me what's the meaning of abstraction. I need to take one live example. Through that one I will explain to you so that you are able to understand. Right. Don't worry. Then I'll discuss about this abstraction clearly. So finally we have to understand. Finally, now tell me guys. Three definitions are given. If I mix all three definitions as a single, what we have to do? JDBC is a step-by-step process, comma. JDBC is what there is a technology, not a programming language, comma. JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by all database vendors. Database vendors are what? Oracle, MySQL, what next one? DB2, like multiple PostgreSQL, different database vendors are available. They are taking responsibility of providing implementation for this JDBC. So finally, all these things are used to connect with the database from Java applications in order to perform database operations from Java applications. Right. So now these are the points that I given there clearly. Try to understand it now. But in the next class, I will talk about like what there. This is definition, especially this abstraction. I will talk there. Then after that, I will go for what exactly the meaning of driver and how drivers are required, how many types of drivers are available. All the points we are going to understand. Right, sir. When we are able to have next class there? When we are able to have next class? Tomorrow or Monday? Monday only. Right, sir. Okay, it's okay. I don't want to give much burden immediately. On Monday, I'll continue this class there. Monday, we are going to see the total remaining part of the JDBC. But next week of class are very important. Monday to Saturday classes are very important. where I'm going to start JDBC programming also. There we have to start our application development, right? Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on Monday again.